Greetings, everyone. Welcome to another special video version of Cranked and Ranked. And also the first episode of Cranked and Ranked where we're not ranking anything. Like, am I wrong? Like, this is the first one where we're not actually ranking things today.
Yeah, this is a fun little offshoot of the podcast. We just wanted to test our trivia knowledge of the bands we've ranked or have not yet ranked, but are hoping to in the future.
Yeah. So what we've done, so we're branching out. So I'm hoping in the future, the Cranked and Ranked umbrella can just go over several things. We don't have to just rank things all the time. We can crank things and then do other things with them. Anyway, so what we decided to do was Eddie came up. Oh, by the way, old head Eddie Sparxx was up.
Yo.
Eddie came up with an idea to do a video episode where we did some sort of quiz just for funsies. And I was like, all right, cool. Well, maybe we quiz each other on our favorite bands. So I was like, all right. So we each sent each other our top 5 favorite bands. So I guess it's kind of a rank. They're not in any order. I could put mine in an order, but we didn't do that. So it's kind of a rank. And then we each decided to do some research and look up 2 questions for each band. To ask the other person. And so I guess the name of this quiz show would be, how well do you know your favorite bands? I guess that's
I like that.
Yeah. How well do you know your favorite bands? And so we literally did not discuss how we were going to do this. The only thing that we did to prepare was get questions to ask each other. And then Eddie's all like, well, who should I keep score? And I'm like, keep score of what? Because it's like, I guess at the end of the day, we can figure it out. Maybe you can keep score just so at the end of the episode, one of us will be crowned the person who knows the most about his own favorite bands. It seems so dumb the more I'm talking about it.
It's just a fun, loose little hangout, especially after the Texas snow disaster.
Yeah.
So
since we're all thawed out here, it's time to have a little bit of fun. But don't worry, next week we should be back onto our normal ranking of some sort of discography. But I like doing these video ones just because, it seems like every once in a while people comment and go, hey, you should just do a video episode. And so I'm like, yeah, let's throw them a bone every once in a while. So,
sure.
Yes, for those of you who don't know, yes, Cranked and Ranked is normally a podcast that you can listen to on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, wherever you listen to podcasts. And it's we put them out pretty much every week. Obviously, this one won't be out there because it's visual, so we can do things with our faces. And I was just going to let that go. I was going to let that go. You were going to do it. Okay, so I guess who do you want to? Okay, I'm going to ask you. I'm going to go first this time. Normally, I let you go first, but I'm kind of letting you go first because I'm going to ask you questions first.
Okay.
So I've decided. So because I didn't know what order to go, I'm just going to go alphabetical in your top 5 favorite bands. Which first brings us to the band Allison Chains.
Oh,
which Allison Chains would probably be maybe in my top 10 favorite bands, but not in my top 5. I think. But so what I tried to do with my questions is I tried, if I could, to find one that was kind of easy and then one that was a little bit more difficult. So let's just get started. Let's start off with the easy one. So the current bass player of Allison Chains, who is Mike Inez.
Yes.
He's been there since the Last Action Hero soundtrack. I think that's what they did first with Mike Inez. And he's still the bass player today. Prior to being the bass player of Allison Chains, he was the bass player for who?
Ozzy Osbourne.
Hey! one point for Eddie.
Nice.
So do we keep going back and forth, or do we let's go back and forth instead of hold on, I'm gonna grab a pen. I have pins around here somewhere. Here we go. Just so I
Cool.
know, not that I need. I don't know. I'm so weird. I know what question I ask, but I have that weird thing in my head where I go, I gotta cross it out just so I know.
I'm exactly the same, dude.
So let's go to you now. Instead of blowing them all out at once, let's move on to the next question. And also, if we want to go off on tangents, let's do it. If something comes up, you're like, let's talk about that, then we should, because it's our show. Who gives a shit?
Cool. First things first, I gotta take this sweatshirt off. It's too hot in my room.
Oh, we're gonna get a show, people. Oh, we had nipple. We had nipple on the first nipple in Cranked and Ranked. That's for Cranked and Wanked. Anyway, all right. I like that. I like that shirt.
Yeah, I got it for Christmas. Yeah.
Yeah. I like cool. That. I like that they've kept that. Well, I guess they don't really use that a lot, but they occasionally use that logo, which is like the old logo.
Yeah, it's the OG.
Yeah, I like that. All right, your turn. Ask away.
Cool. So I thought I'd start on one that's, I would imagine among Aerosmith fans, it's a pretty. You'll know it, I suppose. But
okay. You'd be surprised because, like, I started thinking about it. I was like, man, he could ask some questions where my brain. I'm almost 43. Actually, by the time this episode airs, I will be 43 because my birthday is March 2nd, and so things have now started escaping my brain. So I make a lot more notes than I used to. But Aerosmith, one of my favorite bands. So just throw it at me.
Cool. What is Aerosmith's loyal fan base referred to as?
Wow. I feel like I know this too. Loyal, they're called the Smithsonians. They're called a group of people that I'm clearly not in because I don't know what we're called.
From my research, I found they were called the Blue Army.
The Blue Army. All right.
There we go.
Because the blue collar folk are the people that first got into Aerosmith. So all right. So clearly, I think this is I'm going to do really bad at this. With no point for me. The Blue Army is the Aerosmith fans. I guess maybe I'm just not a part of the Blue Army. Maybe there's there can be an offshoot of because I've never really been blue collar. I've worked in stores and stuff like that my whole life. What would you call that? Is that still blue collar? I don't really know.
I don't know. I don't know much about class.
Yeah, especially on this show. All right, cool. Well, so 1-0 now if you're keeping score at home or if Eddie's keeping score.
I am not.
Moving forward alphabetically, I believe the next band we would be talking about is Faith No More from your shirt.
Cool. So
I'm going to start with one that I feel like it might be a little bit difficult. Actually, both of these could be. I don't really know. But this one's more difficult because we're going to be talking about some OG stuff connected to OG Faith No More. So original Faith No More vocalist Chuck Mosley. He was in the band 2 albums. Then, he was kicked out or left, or it was probably both. But soon after that, Chuck Mosley became the lead vocalist briefly for what legendary punk band?
Bad Brains.
Oh man, look at this.
Hey.
Look at this. 2-0. Woo, let me cross that one out. Damn, I thought for sure that one would because that's when you're a real Faith No More fan, when you know shit about Chuck Mosley.
Yeah.
It's like Mike Patton's it's well and good. I get it. People love Mike Patton, but man, I love those Chuck Mosley albums.
Chuck was a really interesting dude as well, because the Faith No More podcast Croissant, they did an episode where they interviewed Doug Esper, who was like his closest friend from like the last 20 years or so.
Yeah.
Who's like toured with him and stuff. and some of the stories, dude, like that guy was a character, like through and through, for sure.
Yeah, I
Super interesting.
I don't know how much I would have continued to enjoy him as the vocalist of Faith No More, but the 2 albums that we have, I fucking love those, and I love what Chuck did.
Yeah.
All right, so 2-0. So let's move on.
Cool. So I've kind of done. I've laid my questions out. I kind of did a band at a time. It's not necessarily alphabetical, but I've done like 2 for each band. So
yeah.
Here we go. When Steven Tyler was about to join American Idol, which of these 3 singers almost became the frontman of Aerosmith in the early 2010s?
Okay.
Vince Neil, Sammy Hagar, or Axl Rose?
I'm going to go with Sammy Hagar on that one.
You would be correct.
Yeah, I thought I remembered that because no bullshit. I watched the entire season of American Idol that Steven Tyler was on, and I think he was one of the best things that ever happened to that show.
Hey,
but yeah, and also a side note, when I think about American Idol, the other thing that I liked was there was one season, because I used to watch the show religiously because I thought it was utterly entertaining. One season, Eric A.K. from Flotsam and Jetsam, his son was one of the contestants on.
Holy shit!
Yeah, and I remember at one point they bring in like so and so's dad was a famous rocker. He was in Flotsam and Jetsam. I'm like, holy shit, dude! And then he didn't get very far. I don't remember how far he actually went. Far enough to where they actually brought Eric A.K. in and did a little video segment and shit, with him. But anyway, we're talking about
cool.
So because you said Axl Rose, and I'm all like, yeah, Axl Rose did that AC/DC thing. And to be honest, like the footage that I saw, I was like, that's not bad.
Yeah. But
Sammy Hagar fronting Aerosmith, I mean, clearly he can do it. The dude's a really good singer, but there's something missing with Sammy Hagar.
Yeah.
With even though Steven Tyler, in my opinion, is one of the best vocalists ever, it's not just his vocals. Like it's the whole thing. Like he's one of those people that if he's not in Aerosmith, there is no Aerosmith. And I love every guy in that band. Joe Perry's a great guitar player. All of the band are incredible musicians. But you take Steven Tyler out of the band, you have the Joe Perry project. I mean,
Yeah.
So that would have been weird, and I'm glad it didn't happen. But I'm glad I got a point, 2-1.
Nice.
All right. So, but I'm going alphabetical, even just because I'm just trying to vary things up here. So the next band that brings us to is Megadeth.
Nice.
And yeah. So okay, which one of these should I do? I'm gonna do the easier one of the 2. How did Dave Mustaine and Dave Ellison meet?
Dave lived in an apartment above him, and he woke up to the other Dave playing. Dave Mustaine lived above David Ellison.
Yeah.
And he woke up to him playing the bass line from Running with the Devil and told him to shut up or something. But yeah.
It's just one note.
Yeah.
So yeah, but if you had at least just said Neighbors, I would have been cool.
Yeah. I've seen the behind the music a few times.
And the problem you just ran into with the Dave and Dave is why Ellison is known as Junior, because you can't have more than one Dave, and there's no way Dave Mustaine is going to let somebody else be the Dave.
Yeah.
So cool. So what is it? So maybe
I'm the Dave.
All 3 of these are right. So all right, hit me again.
Okay. Okay, my Rush questions are pretty hard on further inspection. But I know how much you love Rush, so I'm just going to go for it. Which brand of drum set has Neil Peart not played on a record? Pearl, Ludwig, Tama, or Drum Workshop?
I'm gonna go with Tama.
It's actually Pearl.
Okay. You have to understand, like that's another thing about me. So what we're learning is that I'm not a very good fan because I don't even know what kind of amplifiers. Like Metallica is my favorite band and have been since I was a kid. I couldn't tell you what kind of amps they use. Like I don't know what kind of drums Lars plays. I don't even care. I'm one of those people that like I've been in bands, in and out of bands for 25 more years. And I was always the guy that you'd be at the club and you're waiting to go on to play and you're drinking and somebody's all like, let me talk to you about my gear. And I'm just like, oh God. And I just, I would just walk away. I'd be like, I don't care. I'm way more like about the what goes into making the music and the playing of the music. And if I hear something that sounds good, a cool amp or a cool guitar, and
yeah,
all right, that sounds good. But I'm not all like, what is that? Is that a Zildjian that they're, it's like I really don't care as much as Neil Peart is the greatest drummer ever, but yeah, I don't even care. It's like very recently, it was all like great new announcement from Megadeth. Dave Mustaine has now just started playing a different guitar. I'm just like, who the fuck cares? Like, that's not an announcement. Like, that's literally saying you're now getting money from somebody else. Like, it's like, congratulations, Dave Mustaine, for now getting money, probably more, from somebody else. And so I don't fucking care. But so it's interesting that I'm willing to bet that Neil Peart at one point, even though he didn't play them on an album, I bet you he played every kind of drum that there was to man.
Yeah, for sure.
So if I was ever going to take an opinion on drums, it would be from him. I'd be like, you tell me, because you're the professor.
Yeah. I think as well, like I'm kind of the same as you when it comes to gear. I'm not a gear snob by any means. My friend Dan, who I'm very close musically with, he used to be like the biggest like gear nerd I'd ever known. Mm-hmm. And he knew every single specific model of every single thing a company had ever made. And he'd be able to tell you why this is amazing and this is trash. And, it blew my mind how much knowledge he had about like some of this stuff. And I would start to feel a little bit insecure that I didn't know, like when a certain compressor came out and I'd be like, I have to know it all,
Yeah, trust me, I ran into those issues being in bands where some people just couldn't get over the fact that I didn't care. Like the last band that I was in, I played through a 4x8, whatever cat that I just got from somebody off of Craigslist. And people would be like, what kind of cabinet is that? And I'm like, I don't know. It's a fucking cabinet. And I had a Marshall head running through it. I'm like, oh, I know that's Marshall because it says Marshall on it. But other than that, I'm all like, fuck, I don't know what kind of cabinet this is, but it sounds loud and that's all I need.
That's the thing. Like, I'm an 80s metal guy, so all I need is a JCM 800, some compression, some chorus, and some reverb, and I'm away.
You might as well just be talking a different language at that point. Like JCM 100, I don't know. But Otto Whatty? But
1.21 gigawatts.
Yeah, exactly. You could literally say that to me and I'd be like, cool. I mean, however many gigawatts you need, I guess, but you know what those people that are all into that, like that's a good skill to have because occasionally you're going to need somebody to know what the fuck they're doing. And then you go to those people. I'm just the fucking tortured poet. All right. So where was that? So I didn't get that right. So now what's the score? Are you keeping score over there?
I think
you're at 3 and I'm at 1, I think.
Yeah. I think that's it.
Down. Eddie is at 3. Old head is at 1. Cool. So it's my turn, right?
Yep.
All right. So moving on. The next band we're going to be talking about is Metallica.
Nice.
So I'm going to do, both of these are fairly easy. I don't know. I figure that you and I both know a lot. I should have just asked specifics about their gear. Then we could really have an interesting thing here. But all right. So what was the name of James Hetfield's band prior to being in Metallica?
Leather Charm.
Ah, look at you. Look at you. All right. Well,
this is called devoting your teen years to heavy metal instead of actually getting laid.
Yeah. Honestly, like just wait. Just give yourself 20 years and this shit becomes more difficult to do. Because when I was your age, I probably could have answered all these questions. But, man, now I'm just when I thought of that question, I was like, oh, James was in a band. And I literally go, what the fuck was it called? I had to go and look it up. So I'm like, well, hopefully he doesn't ask me something like that because I won't know. This is going to end up being me with like barely any points. To be honest, like the one that I did get right was a multiple choice. All right. Go ahead. And it's your turn now.
Cool. This is my other kind of deep cut Rush question. I'm so sorry.
Oh, it's all right. It's all right.
Okay. Geddy Lee's parents are Holocaust survivors and met at Auschwitz, but were eventually separated and sent to separate camps. His mother was sent to Bergen-Belsen, but which camp was his father sent to?
What?
Yeah, this was a question in like a Rush trivia thing. I was just
not
like,
even a Rush question. It's a Rush's parents question.
Anyway, is it Treblinka, Flossenberg, or Dachau?
Dachau.
You got a point.
Because I recently started reading. Martin Popoff has been putting out these. It's a 3-volume Rush biography thing.
He's awesome, dude.
I actually just finished the first one about like a couple months ago. So maybe that was left over in my brain. Either way, thank you for giving me multiple choice questions because at least now I have 2 points to your 4 points. Jesus. Okay. All right.
Still early in the game. You can turn it around.
You know what? The game can change at any point, folks. There's fabulous prizes at stake here. So, all right. So now we're on to your 5th favorite band. We're going to be talking about Ugly Kid Joe. And okay, so I'm gonna do the one that I think is kind of harder, but I like that this works back into my channel a little bit. So it's iffy. If you go to their wiki, it's iffy whether he's still in the band, but let's just assume he is. The current drummer of Ugly Kid Joe is Shannon Larkin, who joined the band on Menace to Sobriety. Yes. He joined the band on Menace to Sobriety, and when they got back together, he also played drums on the 2 newer things they did. And as far as I know, he's still their drummer. But prior to being the drummer for Ugly Kid Joe, as in before, he was the drummer of what band that Old Head once did a Bands You Should Know episode on?
Oh, fuck. The only other band I can think of him in is Godsmack, and I know you hate Godsmack.
That was after Kid Joe.
Yeah. Oh, fuck. So it was pre Ugly Kid Joe. I'm trying to think.
Technically, the band went by 2 different names. They were they had one name, and then they kind of altered their sound and changed their name. I'll accept either one, but my video was about the first one of those 2.
Oh shit! Bands You Should Know episodes. The only 2 names I can picture in my head right now are fucking Wrathchild America and Realm.
God damn you!
Did I get it?
It's Wrathchild America.
Holy shit!
I thought for sure. I was like, finally, he's gonna get one wrong. Oh my god! All right, so now Eddie is at 5 and I'm at 2. Yes, Wrathchild America, and then eventually they changed their name to Souls at Zero. And then soon after that, they broke up, and that's when he hopped on the Ugly Kid Joe train.
Cool.
All right. Well, shit.
It's this new hairstyle, man. It allows me to permanently live in the past.
It's either that or the bandana. I mean, that seems to have powers.
Yeah, it's got like this aura around it. Hell yeah.
Yeah. I mean, does your girlfriend know that you go around looking all sexy all the time? Like how do you fight the other chicks off?
Oh, it is a daily struggle. It really is.
All right. So it's your turn. Ask away. What's the next band we're gonna figure out? I don't know much about.
Okay. Well, we're gonna jump forward a couple decades to Nirvana.
Okay. All right.
So here we go. Here goes nothing.
Do it.
Nirvana
Kurt
famously...
Cobain's dad once got a job at a grocery store. What's the name of the store?
I was trying to come up with like a 7-Eleven joke then, but it just evaporated while I was laughing. I'm sorry, guys. I'll try and be more on it. Here we go.
Okay.
Nirvana famously and purposefully butchered "Smells Like Teen Spirit" on which UK TV show? The Word or Top of the Pops? You got it. Nice.
That's one of my favorite things ever. Just because I've never understood bands being okay with lip syncing. First of all, lip syncing on a show where they're supposed to be playing live. But then in that case, they're like, the band's going to be miming, but you're supposed to actually sing. How fucking weird is that?
Yeah, it's convoluted to say the least.
For those of you who haven't seen that before, you can look it up online. But so they're on Top of the Pops, which is a British, I guess it's like a American bandstand over here where they would dance to music and stuff, popular music of the day. And they do Smells Like Teen Spirit, and the band is miming along. So they're not really playing. Like Chris is waving his bass everywhere, and Dave doing this. And Kurt's supposed to actually sing. And instead of doing his regular vocals, he's all like, "With the lights out."
He proves it.
And it's so great because the kids don't seem to give a shit at all. They're all like, "Yeah, grunge," and they're all grunge and shit. My other favorite one that they did was on, is it Jules Holland, where they were supposed to play Lithium and they played fucking Territorial Pissings.
Yeah.
And it's like, and I just like the idea that like there needs to be more bands like that. Like, who gives a fuck if a television show doesn't want you to come back? Do something memorable and stand out from the crowd. But like nobody does that anymore. It's all, everyone's playing it too safe. And that's one of the reasons why I loved Nirvana, because they didn't do anything that made them seem like assholes. They just seemed like they didn't want anyone telling them what to do. Which I think is fucking great. I don't want anyone to tell me what to do.
Which show was it where they were meant to play another song, but like Kurt decided to make the censors shit themselves by playing like the first 4 bars of "Rape Me"?
That was the MTV Video Music Awards.
That's the one.
That's also the one where Chris throws his bass way up in the air and then it hits him in the head as it's coming down. Which, oh man, my favorite part about that is like that's the one where they apparently were having issues with Guns N' Roses backstage, and after the performance, Dave walks up to the microphone and he goes, "Hi, Axl! Hi, Axl!" That was fucking awesome. That's like my favorite story from that. I think it was that award show where Kurt Cobain was backstage with Courtney Love, and Axl Rose came up to talk to them, and I think Courtney Love was just being obnoxious or something. And the story goes that Axl Rose looked at Kurt and said, "You need to tell your bitch to shut up." And then Kurt Cobain turned to Courtney Love and said, "Shut up, bitch." And I'm like, that's fucking cool. That's true. Who knows if it's true or not. Anyway, so yeah. All right, I got 3. It's 3-5. So I'm not that far behind.
You're creeping up.
So going back to the beginning of the alphabet here, a slightly harder Allison Chains question. So the very first release that Allison Chains ever put out was a promotional EP for We Die Young. And on We Die Young, there is a track on there that was previously only on a demo called the Treehouse Tapes. Do you know the name of that song? It's the only place you can get it besides Treehouse Tapes is a recording on the We Die Young EP.
Is it? Da-na-na-na. Da-na-na-na-na-na-na-na. Oh, is it Killing Yourself?
Yes.
Yes.
Dang, man. Look at you. Look at you. 6. All right. So 1, 2, 3. Well, why am I doing? What the fuck is this? So it's 6. I'm scratching this out. You're at 6. I'm at 3. Wow, dude, you are nailing it. I guess I could have gone and brushed up my, some of my facts on these bands too beforehand, but I'm just like, whatever. It'll be more interesting if I fail.
I think next time as well, now that we've kind of done like a test run, we'll like up the difficulty. We'll go like even deeper, or I'll keep my questions the same.
We'll do it where you make yours like really easy. Like, what is Kurt Cobain's last name?
What color is a red fire truck?
Metallica is known for making sounds called what? Music. All right. Oh yeah, you got that right. It's my turn. Boom. Ask away.
Cool. Nirvana's first official release was a cover of the song Love Buzz. Who wrote the original?
Oh, fuck. Love Buzz was by... I don't know. I'm drawing a blank.
Drawing a blank? Shocking Blue.
Shocking Blue.
Yeah.
I think I've heard the original version like one time. Same thing with all of their covers. Like you hear like, the Vaseline's covers on Incesticide, and I go back to listen to the originals and I'm like, nah. I'm fine. I'll take the Nirvana versions, thanks. All right, well, no more points for me. We're still at 6-3. All right, well, so wait, I was going alphabetical, so that brings us to Faith No More.
Hey.
Faith No More. All right, so Faith No More had a song on the soundtrack for Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey. What is the name of the song?
Perfect Crime.
Damn. All right.
That's actually I think that could be my favorite Faith No More song.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I love the way it sits right between the Real Thing and Angel Dust era. So it's got like the band still doing the Real Thing kind of sound.
Yeah.
But Mike Patton's matured a bit and he's playing around with like other parts of his range more. I just find that really cool.
Yeah. For some reason, I always thought the chorus wasn't as good as it could be because it's like, whoops, sorry about
that.
I'm like, but I think I've actually heard a version of that where it's completely different lyrics and a different title.
Yeah, it's called Sweet Emotion. And it's some of the lyrics are the same, but a lot of the melodies are all over the place compared. Yeah.
Interesting. All right. So there you go. Now you're at 7. No, what? Yeah, you're at 7 and I'm still at 3. So this is not looking good for me, but whatever. Let's keep going.
Cool. So my next question is in relation to Anthrax.
All right.
Cool. So, which 2 members of Anthrax have appeared on every Anthrax album?
Scott Ian and Charlie Benante.
You got it, dude.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Well, all of a sudden I was just like, no, Frank Bello wasn't originally in there. So yeah, cool. I got a point.
Hey.
4-7.
Awesome.
All right. Where are we at now? Where do we go?
Where do we go now?
Oh, Megadeth.
Oh, cool.
Megadeth. Okay. What was unique about the studio where Euthanasia was recorded?
They built it themselves in Phoenix, Arizona.
Bam. All right. Yeah, they built it. They rented a warehouse and built a studio. Have you ever seen the documentary that they have for that? For what is it called?
Evolver, I
Evolver.
think. Yeah, it's probably, to be honest, it could be my favorite like making of documentary.
It's really good.
Like, yeah, it's my favorite Megadeth album, and there's like a whole documentary around it. Hell yeah! Like,
I really enjoyed too, like how stoked they seemed about that album when they were making it.
Yeah,
I mean, it's a great album, but it seemed there was such a confidence with them with that album, and it comes through in the album. My favorite making of is still A Year and a Half in the Life of Metallica.
Yeah, that one's good too.
Yeah. All right. So cool, man. Now you're at 8. Jesus, man. Is this gonna be a perfect game for you?
I sincerely hope so. I've come this far.
To go down. All right. Go ahead. Where are we at now? Oh, we're still doing Anthrax.
Yeah, boy. I've got here. Which Anthrax record has the longest running time?
That's got to be Volume 8.
It's actually Worship Music.
Wow, really?
Yeah, it's like 65 minutes. If I remember right.
Yeah, but I guess that makes sense because on the original version, there's a long silence, and then they do that refused cover. So that makes sense. All right, I'll take the loss on that one. I think though, I'm wondering though if you actually take the actual song lengths, if Volume 8 is longer than Worship Music. Somebody at home do the math. I'm not going to do it. All right, so blah blah blah. What are we on now? Metallica.
Hell yeah.
Now see now that I know how much you have in your head, this is not going to be hard because I thought, oh, this one's going to throw a little loop. All right, Metallica have recorded 10 full-length studio albums. Out of those 10 full-length studio albums, name all of the bass players that have played on those albums.
Just the studio albums.
Yep.
Cool. Cliff Burton, Jason Newsted, Bob Rock, and Rob Trujillo.
All right, shit. I was like, maybe he'll forget Bob Rock, but no. How can we forget Bob Rock? So yeah, next time I need to dig a little deeper because there's a part of me that thought I'm going to take it easy on old Eddie. He may not do very well with this, but so now we're at 9. Man, you are 1 away from a perfect game, sir. And I'm
holy shit.
Cool. Maybe I can actually get 5 at some point. All right, who are we on now?
We're camping out on Metallica right now. I've got a Metallica question here.
Okay.
Cool. So over the course of recording Saint Anger, Metallica hired a therapist to help the band deal with all their tensions at the time. Mm-hmm. What was his name?
His name was Phil McCracken. No, his name was Phil something, right? It was Phil.
I'll give you Phil. It's Phil Towle.
Phil Towle. All right.
You get the point. You get the Phil.
Yeah, Phil was his name. Philip Phil. I'm going to give him a point just because I'm so far behind. All right. I thought you were going to ask me for some reason when you said in recording Saint Anger, I was like, oh, are you going to talk about they did that collaboration with those rappers? Yeah, we did it.
Oh man.
My favorite outtake from Saint Anger, that nobody talks about it, but I think it's just because of how my brain took it and it made it funny to me. There's a part where it's just Lars and Bob Rock, and they're going through a part of a song, and he was like, no, here's how I want it organized. And he starts going, and it sounds like they're saying purple cow. And so if you go back again, It's the two of them going, oh, so you mean purple cow, purple cow. And then, no, I mean purple cow.
Oh, man.
Not even in the movie, though. It's in the outtakes.
Oh, man. Every time I watch the movie, as soon as it ends, that bonus DVD comes right out of the case.
Yeah. It was it was Ja Rule was the rap they were doing it with. I just remember that point where they're like, do you want to do some of James's lyrics? And Ja, what's one of them? And they're like, nevermore the whipping boy. And he's like, nah, I'm gonna let James hold on to that. All right. So literally 5 to 9. What you have one more, I have one more, correct?
Yeah.
All right. So that's mathematically that would make sense. All right, you ready for the hardest, easiest question that you're going to get asked?
Go for it.
Ugly Kid Joe. The name of the band pokes fun at what band?
Pretty Boy Floyd. Sweet.
I don't know why I thought these would be hard, but
I mean, they're deep cut questions. I'm just a massive nerd.
Yeah. So there you go, folks. I still have one question left, but Eddie has had a perfect game. That is a
cha-ching.
In the baseball, they would refer to that as a no-hitter for a pitcher. I never make sports analogies because I don't watch sports. For some reason, my brain doesn't know the kind of drums that Neil Peart plays, but it knows some sort of baseball term. I don't know. That's old age, folks. All right. Last but not least.
Cool. So this last question is a Metallica question.
Right.
And I'm just going to come out with it. The Live Shit Binge and Purge box set consists of 3 concerts, 2 on video and 1 on cassette or CD, as well as other assorted Metallica memorabilia. Where were the 3 concerts recorded?
Okay, the CD one was Mexico City. The Justice one was in Seattle, I believe.
Yeah.
The Black Album one was San Diego.
Bingo. Got it. Full house. Hell yeah.
Mexico City. Muy fucking bien. Okay. Nice. So I get 6 points. I'm gonna say 5.5 because I didn't get Phil Towell's last name.
Oh no, you can have that. You got the Phil.
No, I wrote it down. It's official. 5.5 to tick. You even read it? It's just like chicken scratch. There's just a bunch of a blob of ink. So if we were really doing this for some sort of winner or loser, the clear winner is Eddie Sparxx. He knows his favorite bands way better than I know my favorite bands. But this was interesting. I hope everybody out there enjoyed this. I don't really know where we can go further with this kind of with game shows and stuff, but I feel like now that we've done this, we've now opened it up to where we can do different things with Cranked and Ranked. We don't have to just rank a discography or albums every time. We can start. We've done it now. We've stepped out of the comfort zone.
Yeah.
And into the danger zone. We're on the highway to the danger zone.
Highway to the danger zone.
I love it when a song references in my head and I go, I'm just going to say this and then Eddie is going to sing it.
Awesome.
All right. Well, that was fun. Hopefully everybody put comments down below, or I always say down below. But if you're looking at this, like I watch stuff on like my TV and there's no comments down below. Down below is the fucking floor. So it's like in the comment section, put what you thought of this episode. Should we do more things like this? Please don't talk shit about how I don't know anything about my favorite bands, but that seems like a lot of people like to talk shit, I've learned. But anyway, I guess that's it. That's it. This was it was like we really like, all right, woo, the winner is Eddie. Maybe I'll flash up. Maybe there can be a thing that just says Eddie wins like that. There you go. I don't know. It probably won't look as good. if this video was made by Eddie, then there would be all sorts of things happening and it would look really cool. But with mine, it's going to be a basic font that just says Eddie wins. Maybe it'll even just be tiny. It'll be just all right. So that's it. That's all that we have for this episode of Cranked and Ranked :
Cranked and Ranked :
I was going to say something after the colon, but I made myself not saying the word colon. Cranked and Ranked : something not ranked. Yeah. So anyway, thank you all for watching this. I don't even know how long this has been. We may be going on for like 45 minutes, something like that, maybe almost an hour.
I think this is a brief one. This is a brief one, but yeah.
That's all right. It's just looking at our faces. I can't stand looking at my face for that long, so I can't imagine anyone else out there being able to do it. So yeah, thank you all very much for watching. Eddie, you have anything to say before we get out of here?
I've got a bunch more series coming to my channel.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've decided, you know what? Like, I need lots of little other things going on it, and after realizing that this next Black Sabbath one is going to take me like another whole month to edit, so I thought to myself, you know what? I'm going to start making smaller ones to throw in between the big boys.
I what you're doing too, because I like they're fun, but they're not like super long, so you don't have to devote a lot of time to it. It just comes out. It's a few minutes. It's funny.
Yeah, because I do the track of the week thing, which is just me sharing my love for a song that I just really like at the minute, which is just fun to do. Recommends like deep cuts to people, but the grind corner, that is my new passion project right there. That is like, it's so fun to make. It's just basically me trying to do like a Bob Ross public access, wholesome Mr. Rogers kind of thing, but reading like grindcore lyrics.
I almost feel after I watched it, I was like, I want there to one day be an offshoot of that where you read like Two Live Crew lyrics, or the real dirty hip hop stuff. Just do it like that. Just read those lyrics, because that would be funny too.
Hell yeah, I'll be down for that.
All right, so that's it. Like I said, next week we should be back with another podcast episode for you podcast listeners, but obviously there'll be a visual version up here on YouTube for you to enjoy as well. And we'll get back into the shit that you expect from us. But yes, leave your comments down below, like, subscribe, go to Eddie Sparxx page, like and subscribe, and watch all his videos, because his shit's hilarious. And he's got a lot more coming, so you got to be there so you know that they're coming out. All right, so that's it. Thank you for watching Cranked and Ranked. We're out of here. I'm Old Head. That's Eddie Sparxx. Take us out, sir.
Later, dude.